Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Product and Cake. Today in the virtual studio again is Paul. How you doing?
I am good. Thank you, Ghonche. Um, it's nice to see you here in the virtual world. And what are we talking
Yeah,
about today?
yeah, it is interesting that we are really trying this new tool. It feels like we are also being kind of onboarded to the product. But I wanted to talk a little bit about onboarding of new team members,
Yes, that's a
if
beautiful
possible.
topic
Nice. I'm happy you
because
like it.
and what a nice transition from onboarding to a new tool. Um, Maybe we can also recommend it. It is called podcastle.ai, and
Mhm.
it's your full uh how did we say always?
A full
One-stop shop,
service. Yeah.
the one-stop shop for podcasting. So it enables us to record, to edit, and also to host our podcast episodes. Very
This
promising.
is yeah, this is not sponsored yet. If they want to sponsor us, I'm more than happy to accept it. It's a
Yeah,
good tool. Use it.
we
Try it.
would recommend it maybe one or two times more. Just get in contact with us. I mean, the name contains AI, so maybe they know now about it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we need to also have a episode specifically for product onboardings. But today we specifically want to talk a little bit about new team member onboarding. I
Right.
don't have any new team member joining my teams recently. The only thing happening in my teams are that we had an existing team that they were not onboarded to our products and tools that they are now being onboarded to them. But I think for your case is a little bit different. Is your team growing?
My team is growing, and
Nice.
actually, tomorrow I will welcome another senior full stack engineer.
Oh,
And
nice.
the last days, I spent some time to make the onboarding as good as possible. I mean, we are a bigger company already, so we have the HR onboarding.
Hmm.
Obviously, you have the IT onboarding. You get your swag when you start all the things. But what I would like to discuss with you in more detail today is really the product tech onboarding, because it is another senior full stack engineer, and we want to give people the best experience possible
Hmm.
to arrive at the team and to know that this was the right decision, because the for me the hiring process is not stopping when the contract is signed, but the I call it reality phase after all
Hmm.
the shiny talks about how awesome the company is and how awesome the person is and so on. And then you have your first day and you realize, oh shit, it's the same like in every other company also. And most of the shiny features are not implemented yet, or other things you can realize. So a good onboarding process is lowering this pain.
Oh, wow. So you think that the pain is in as unavoidable, so you cannot, it's uncanny, so you have to feel
Yeah,
the pain.
I mean, you if you compare it to a relationship between humans, you are in this early, young, exciting love phase in the beginning, right? And the question is, how long does it last? What comes after? Is it
Okay.
deep, honest love, or is it just acceptance?
Oh,
And then
wow.
finally it goes into resignation. And in that case, the best way would be to divorce. In the worst case, you just continue accepting it forever, and you, how was it the English term when you quit without quitting? Silent quitting or something?
Silent quitting.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was this term already. This is the worst case, of course.
Yeah.
Um, but the start of the relationship between the person and the work can really make a difference here.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree. And I completely also agree that the recruitment process does not end with the time that the person signed the contract, but it is joined, and potentially it is during the first 6 months. I still consider that part of the
Ghonche,
recruiting because, yeah.
we lost you for a moment. I think you need to switch over to the other microphone again.
Oh, no. Some technical difficulties
Yeah.
when we are recording not live and not in person in a proper studio, but from home. Yeah, so I was saying that part of the recruiting also is bleeding into the uh, probation period, because
hmm
both parties are still trying to figure out if this was a right match or not. And I think it is still important. But as you mentioned, and going back to our original topic, the onboarding is a crucial part of joining a new company. So,
Yes.
what's your plan? What have you planned for this new joiner?
I wrote a beautiful onboarding document
Oh,
that
nice.
contains um, of basically 12 sections.
Oh,
And
wow.
let me guide you quickly through it, and you can give me your feedback of what you think about the sections. First one is a welcome message. So,
Nice.
a personal welcome message that shows the happiness and gratitude that someone has decided to join the team. It should
Nice, nice.
also put the importance of the new role, so the person knows why the work is there, basically. And then next section is the overview about the team members. I think when you join a new team, and especially in virtual times, could become difficult, but having just a list of people and their roles and their names is already helping a lot.
Definitely. It is so important to at least know the first couple of people, the first touch points, and then from there start to grow your connection with everyone.
Right. You can mark your onboarding buddy. That's also a good tool. That there is already someone dedicated to answer all the questions. And then, did we mention it already? The beautiful tool of how to work with me manuals.
Yes, we did. It is also in one of our previous episodes.
Fantastic. This is the best place to mention that again, that everyone can write a manual on how to work with you. So, expected or preferred ways of communication, ways to think, ways to work, when to contact, when not, and so on. You can put all of that together and link it directly in this section.
Nice. So far, great.
Next one is a brief overview about the company. I
Oh,
was wondering about it because after the recruitment process, you should have at least a glimpse about it. But the picture of the company is different in the recruiting process and in the HR department than in your concrete product tech team, right? You're working maybe on a special feature, or you are working on a certain part or a rewrite or a special project, whatever. Um, Chances are very high that the picture of the company is slightly different in each team. So
is it the picture of the company or is it the picture of your team?
maybe the picture the team have of the company.
Okay.
And
But shouldn't it be
yeah,
all aligned between different departments and different people?
yeah, should be. Let's talk about internal communication and so on. No, but I also like to highlight here and also separate, not dramatically, but at least a bit, the team and also the importance of this team for the overall company value, right? You can
Okay,
make a
yeah.
great connection here.
Mhm.
So this explains why the company is here, why this team is here. And the next section is the concrete role. So what are the responsibilities of that person? What are the key objectives within the first 30, 60, and
Nice.
90 days? And also, a short overview of any ongoing project that the new joiner will be
Okay,
part
for
of.
people who cannot see me, which means that the only person who can see me, my face is really, really impressed.
Yeah, I was happy when I saw that. Um, and it's beautiful to get. Nevertheless, it's super hard to write and to make it still tangible, right? Especially for 60 and
Yeah,
90 days, it's could be complicated to really think about the outcome and the expectations, but also a super nice task, because if you realize, I don't know what this person should do in 90 days, maybe you should not have
exactly.
hired them. So um, maybe not the baddest idea to write this onboarding, or at least this section, before you start hiring. Did we talk about that? Sounds also
Yeah,
similar
I,
to
I
me.
think we also have talked
Maybe.
about it either on podcast or maybe off podcast, but I completely agree. We need to
Mm,
sometimes rethink the job posts that are going live, that why do you even want to hire this person? And I wish half of the jobs that I have applied for had this figured out before they hired me.
yeah, definitely a good one. Let's take it to the list of podcast topics we will tackle in the future. And let us head over to the next section. The
Yeah,
fifth one is the technology stack, giving an engineer a comprehensive list of are the tools we are working with, and these are important and these are supportive and so on. Then someone else can, in his first days, when you by default have some slack time in between, just start reading about it. They did not need to discover on their own. They just get the
that is
list
really
and start
helpful.
reading, refreshing their knowledge.
I wouldn't necessarily put it in the top 5 things that is important for the start of the role, but I'm very interested to hear the rest and then maybe assess my thought at this moment.
Yeah, maybe it's a different
Yeah.
order for different roles. As an engineer,
Yeah,
I
of
would
course.
expect that you have high interest in the tech stack, ideally also upfront. Oh, I can't hear you anymore. Are you muted? No, I don't hear you. There was some strange noises, and is the cable still connected?
Ah,
Ah, now
can
I
you hear
hear
me
you.
now? Ah,
Yeah,
perfect. Again, another technical issue. Um, I thought maybe during the interview process they have talked about this briefly, so
yeah, of
that's why I
course.
wouldn't put it in the top 5.
You are totally right, of course. And they also talked about the company and the role description, but
Yeah,
to face the reality, most likely they had multiple processes going on. And in the end, they decided, and maybe are not 100% sure anymore about all details that were mentioned inside of the recruiting process. Talking at least
that
from
is
my
a
experience.
that is a great way of thinking. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. True.
So
Yeah, what's the next one?
the next one, section six is the development workflow. So
Okay.
having a brief overview about the methodologies,
Mhm.
about how to handle the agile way of working, which tools we are using, how to talk with your product managers, and how the code review process is going on. That's also very different from team to team.
Yeah. Nice. This one
Very
is really important.
young. What would you add from product perspective? Is that the section you would go into more detail about the agile?
Exactly. I would go a little bit more into detail of what is our ways of working, what are the rituals we have, what are the meetings we usually have, and so on.
Yeah, super good point. The ways of working is also very important. Getting a list
Yeah,
of meetings, also a good point to reflect on for yourself if all the meetings are necessary. And next,
exactly. And for the person to see if they are already invited to all of those meetings or not.
oh yes, 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 good point, good point. Something that is
Okay.
missing from time to time.
Yeah.
What, do we have our daily now? Missing your first daily on their first day. depressing.
Yeah, that is really sad.
What is
All right,
also
what's the
sad
next one?
is the
Oh yeah,
next
go.
section is coding standards. Hopefully, this is
Ooh.
just a link to your existing documentation, but explaining how the code is expected to look like will really lower the barrier of contributing to code base.
Yeah, nice.
And then next one I also like very much is the getting started section. So what are concrete tasks that can be tackled right away? I mean, for sure, the new joiner have some meetings, they have some coffee chats and so on, but they have their Slack time, and you can directly give a to-do list of the first 5 things to do to to dive into the new work.
As a task or
Yeah,
as a task or like as a hey go have a meeting with this person.
yeah, exactly. Have a meeting with that person,
Ah, okay.
install your development environment if not done
Mhm.
already, set up your local coding environment,
Yeah, nice.
things like that. And then, yeah, unfortunately necessary, but not so joyful is the policies and procedures section. So,
Mhm.
like explaining all relevant policies like time off and remote work, etc., and also the IT and security protocols.
Oh
Here
yes.
in my team, we have to follow some certification rules. So there are some PDF files you need to read and get through them.
Would you also explain in this section how they need to take the time off and so on, or is it done in the HR onboarding?
Yeah, for sure, it's done in HR onboarding, but pointing again to the PDF files or to the documentation about that processes or giving another possibility to ask questions or give feedback is, from my point of view, super helpful.
I think so too. Yeah.
Then section number 10, and just 2 more to go, is training and learning resources.
Mhm.
Hopefully, your company offers already some great things, some communication channels where you can get involved with other colleagues and also see how you can develop yourself.
Yeah.
I really like to make that explicit, even though it will be found out during time, but it can really help, even though it's not the first thing new joiners would do, but getting at least a glimpse where to look or what is possible can create great feelings.
Yeah, and at least it gives you the feedback that you are being supported. You are not just needed for now for your expertise right now, but the company also thinks about your progress. The company thinks about your growth and the future of your career. We are investing in the future of your career as well. I think it is very important to know.
Yeah. This is also, if not everything is answered already, is the next section, support and help. Who to
Mm-hmm.
contact for different kinds of issues, and also mention the regular check-in schedule with team lead or manager, right?
Yeah.
To know upfront, I will have this meeting every second week or every week, however, and what is expected in that meetings gives security.
Nice. I think it is really good. I just opened mine and see to check what I have. So I added also some access to Google Drive and explaining the different Google Drives and so on. And yeah, I have the same about the team, about people, tools, um, accesses, and also to make it sometimes fun, I added a section about accessories, which has the background photo for your Zoom
Oh,
meetings
yeah, good thing.
and some stickers and like some online stickers and stuff to use, and yeah, just some fun facts about the team, and connection to other documents. And again, I mentioned our values as a company and as a team.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
And yeah, that is, the rest is very similar to yours. I have, to be honest, I have two documents. One is a welcome document, one is a checklist that the person just needs to go through all of the items and just check, 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 check. It is like join your first daily,
Mm-hmm.
organize one on one with this, 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 and each one is one checklist. And get access to like the email distribution list, be invited to these 3 Slack channels, um, be invited to these 3 meetings. So it is just like the checklist that the person can um, just have some things to mark done, like finish your first task, close your first gyro ticket,
Yeah.
like some things like this, that it plans basically the whole first week.
Yeah. This definitely gives guidance and
Yeah,
also let the new joiners feel welcome and also cared for. And then it is your job as team lead or manager to continue that effort, right?
exactly.
It's that will continue over the next years, ideally. And in that journey or in that uh, days, months, and years of relationship, there are a few more very important checkpoints. And I guess they will be topic of one of the following episodes.
Exactly. I really like to talk about the one-on-ones with your manager or with your team members. I think it's
Yeah.
very important, and the growth plan that you two can plan together.
There are much more tools behind, so don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and also recommend this
Yes.
episode to your team lead or manager. And we hear us in the next episode.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.